Hello, hello. Hi, you guys. I'm just going to wait for a few people to jump in. This is going to be a really awesome live. I think you guys, hi, you guys. I think you guys will really enjoy this live. And I feel like you guys can really benefit from it because I had my class tonight with my group. I teach a class on enlightenment and awakenings. I teach, I have about 20 students, but they come on at different times. And so tonight we had a really, really incredible class session. And we tuned into some information. We watched a video, and it says it's the video. It's how the universe began to the universal wisdom, like almost like this is where wisdom began. This is how things started. This is what the Elohim is, the archangels, and it's somebody who remembers their past from a long time ago. So I'm going to show you guys basically a pretty simple way to know that, how to know if your soul was here before. Hi, you guys. I'm going to tell you a simple way to know if your soul was here before. So the most simple way we can do this, and I'll start by just asking a couple of questions and see how you guys feel about that. Okay. So if you answer yes to all of these questions, then that will be a very good telltale sign of this is how to know if your soul has been here before. And these questions that I'm going to ask, if you genuinely answer the question with a yes, if you genuinely answer this question with a yes, then you will know that your soul has been here before. Excuse me. And that you came here specifically to keep trying to basically ascend in some form or another. So the first question I'm going to ask you guys is, do you think about healing yourself? Do you want to heal yourself? Do you say like, I want to heal myself. I want to work on myself. Do you want to heal yourself and work on yourself? Again, if the answers are yes, then you'll know your soul has been here before. And you only ask these questions when your soul has been here before, when you start to ask these kinds of questions. So do you want to heal yourself? Do you want to work on something? Is there something that you feel you need to work on, almost to like break through to get to the next step? So if your answer to that was yes, congratulations. Okay. Do you feel that you want to learn, that you want to gain knowledge without judgment? Did you hear what I just said? Do you feel like you want to learn, gain knowledge without judgment? Like you want to look at every aspect of every situation and everything that goes on without judgment? Like you want to learn about Buddhism and Hinduism and Black people and white people and green people and starseed beings without judgment? Do you want to learn without judgment, where you're open to learning different aspects of wisdom coming from different sources of information? Do you feel like you want to learn without judgment? Okay. All right. So that's another one. Congratulations. Do you feel like you want to almost fix something? Like there's something that's holding you back from, okay. So do you feel like you're being held back from something sometimes? Like as if you want to step into this, like you want to just break through the matrix, basically. You want to like break out of it, and so that you can experience life in a better way. Like, do you feel like something holds you back, like maybe past lives or past relationships or people or situations? Do you feel like something is holding you back? Okay. So if you feel like that, if you answered yes to all three of these questions, or maybe I asked four, then your soul has definitely been here before. For sure, there's the other telltale signs of you feel like you don't belong here. You feel like you feel like you feel like you know that there's something that you know, but it's like almost like you can't figure out what you know. Maybe like you're good at like knowing that there's signs. First of all, you know if your soul has been here before, if you've already experienced the journey of religions and schools and people teaching you and listening to your parents, and then finally you sat down one day and said, wait a minute, like there's something more, there's more to this. I know that there's more to this, there's way more to this. There's something that I'm not picking up here, and I need to break free from all of this so I can learn about who I truly am. Like once you stop looking everywhere else for the answers, and you know that you meditate and you stay and you want to figure things out, almost like you want to figure things out. You want, like, it's like you want to be like, you want to go through the motions and you want to figure it out, and you want the answers to everything, but the answers don't always come to you because the answers are not supposed to always come to you. And that's the point of the journey and the point of learning. When we are talking about the processes of the universe, this is what the processes are. I don't know if you guys can see that clearly, but so the first three things that we have to go through is the moon, the sun, and the moon, the sun, and the underground. Those are the three things, right? So you think about it, right? We have there was darkness, and then God said, "Let there be light," and the sun came, and then the moon came, and then the underground, right? That's where the darkness comes from, is the underground. Then you have to be an expert in the elements: fire, earth, air, and love. And then you have will, wisdom, now, and here. Okay. So these are like the steps of the universe, where basically you're going to have to, these are like the patterns, and these are the lifetimes that you have to go through these elements. So you have to master the body, the love, the sexual aspect of your being, the here, the now, the wisdom, the will to do things, and you have to go through the underground. So before everything begins, all of your soul's journey, and you come into these steps of like seeking enlightenment, remember, before there was light, there was what? Before there was light, there was darkness. That's right. So before there was light, there was darkness. So in order for you to reach and achieve and get to these levels of learning about you and who you are, you had to come, what? You have to like first go through the underground, right? It's like you have to come from the ground up, right? Like, they say started from the bottom, now we're here, right? Not saying that we all come from the darkness and we come from the underground. What I'm saying is, in order for us to reach, to even know that we are light beings, we have to go through the darkness. Like we have to literally everybody has to experience it. So in one lifetime, you might be living straight darkness. You might be living straight about the wisdom. One lifetime, you're all about the sex. One lifetime, you're all about the love. One, you're all about the elements. And one, you're all about seeking knowledge and wisdom. One, you're all about mastering the body. Now, those you can look at as your chakras, right? Trying to master the body, the elements, the love, the sexual aspect of yourself, the mind, the soul, the underground, the sun, the moon, right? The elements, earth, wind, water, and fire. You could look at those as like your chakras. So there's 12 of them, right? There's 12 of them. They say there's 12 chakras in the body. And so through every lifetime, you have to go kind of through these different levels. So you'll know what level you're at in this lifetime is what you focus on the most. So for me, for instance, I started with darkness. It was all underground stuff, like a lot of underground, experiencing underground stuff, and then going to kind of like the wisdom, and then back to the underground, and then back to the light, and then breaking through the patterns of the things that I was taught. And now that I'm in this place, I'm on my third day of fasting with no food, and I'm focusing on the body now because I want to master the elements, which is nature, right? Basically, pretty much, I've been doing that, where I go out and the hawk will guide me during the day, or I'll see a squirrel when I need to know the message of movement, or a bee when I need to know that I need to get to work, or the elements of nature will work with me. And it's like you're mastering the elements, mastering everything, because in order to reach the over the third dimension, and you can reach the fourth, the fifth, that's when you start channeling, right? I could do mediumship channeling, right? But then there's like a step where you want to go to the judges, right? Not judges like they're judging you. These are the judges that after the fifth, sixth dimension, they say to you, like, in order to get to their vibration, you have to reach that kind of vibration and frequency. And only then can you step into the sixth, seventh consciousness. This is where we talk about going to heaven. You're reaching the levels of frequency and consciousness. When you're reaching the levels of frequency and consciousness, that is when you're able to be like God, right? To become a god, a goddess. This is where you get Isis, Osiris, Jesus, Muhammad, Jahut, Sekti, Elohims. All of that is almost like they started from the bottom. Now they're there. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying to you? So it's like, it's a full journey. You have to go through these levels. It's like levels to the shit. I always say that shit about when they say 7 levels of heaven, 7 levels of hell. Yeah, because there's levels of the underground darkness you can go to, right? This is where you say demons come, right? So if people can become like God, then don't ever deny that people can become like demons or like the devil, quote unquote, right? Because they reached a level of darkness where they've gotten so dark that they are now considered demons, right? And they've reached a level of enlightenment, so where they're now considered, like everybody calls Jesus God, and he's the only God. No, Jesus reached the levels and became like God. So yes, he is a God, but he's not the only one. There's many gods, there's many goddesses, okay? So like Mary, right? They all reach levels of consciousness where they became like God, and we consider them gods and goddesses. And that is actually the point of all of us human beings, is to become like God. God made us in the image of God. Therefore, we had to go through, after we were produced from vibration and frequency, we turned into matter. And once we turned into matter, this is where the 3D came in. Okay, let's make it like matter so they can experience all of these levels of consciousness through the material, through the matter, through the third dimension, and then start to reach the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. And that's when you get to heaven. Right? When you start to break through these vibrations, these codes of the, they say to cleanse your chakras, to align all of your chakras. And once all of your chakras align, you become the rainbow light body, which is meaning that you aligned all of your chakras. And now you're forming the rainbow light body, the aura of light body, and you are able to ascend and transcend. This is how Jesus knew how to turn water into wine and walk on water. Because once you reach past the fifth and sixth dimension, you can create your own reality. You can create your own universes once you reach the seventh dimension. So once you reach the fifth and sixth dimension, you can see that reality is not always what it is, and you can understand that you can create your own reality, because we're becoming like God, and God created everything, and God made us creators just like God is the creator. And so we become creators with God. So everything we are doing, we are creating with God, and our whole point is to create, to get to the point where we can create our own realities and our own universes. You understand? Does that make sense to everybody? So once we get to like these levels of like, when we start to understand that even when you say the darkness, the underworld, all the mean, the dark stuff, all the bad things that happen in the world, that those are lessons. Those people are on those people are on their journey. So you can only do this by being the light. You bring light into the world, but you cannot force people to step into the light. You can only be the light, to show the light, and therefore enhance the brightness of the light, and people might see it and gravitate towards it. But you can never say, go to the light, you're being bad. You have to understand that you are here to be the light, so that you can conceptualize light to others, and others can see that light and feel that vibration. And then hopefully sooner or later, those vibrations will start to magnetize and come together and start to come towards you. And they say like your energies match your frequencies and vibrations. And that's why they say to you, if your energy and vibration is at a higher level, try not to go around people that their vibrations and their energy levels are low, because it's an exchange of energy. And when you're vibrating high, those low vibrational frequencies will feel that, and they will try to take that energy from you, because they're trying to reach the level to where you're at, just like we're trying to reach the level to where Jesus and Buddha and Muhammad and Isis, Osiris, and all of these gods and goddesses were. Do you understand what I'm saying? We are all here together, working together in this soul's journey to try to reach the levels of consciousness and the vibration and frequency of God. So when someone says, I am God, I am like God, when they say it in a prideful, egotistical manner, I am God, like I'm God, that's a different type of vibration. When we're talking about somebody who's working on reaching those levels to become like God, now we're talking about saints and prophets and holy people that we look at and we go, wow, that person became like God in their own versions, right? So you got all these gods and goddesses in the world, and everybody thinks that God's the right God, that one's the wrong one, this is the right one. What you're not understanding is that all of these beings that people are worshiping, which you're not supposed to worship them, you're only supposed to take them by example and become like them because they became like God. So you want to become like God, so you should look at them and look up to them. You should never worship them or, oh God, like you're the only God. No, because there's only one source that created all of these gods. There's one source that created all of these gods, and all of these gods are just examples of how you can become gods. Got it? So when you're trying to understand, oh, well, what about all these different religions and which God is the right God and which one, there is no right and there is no wrong, because even in religion, you're going to have people that vibrate at a high frequency, and they're going to use the truth and source of information to help others reach levels of consciousness. And then there's going to be people who are going to take that powerful information and use it to reach levels lower into the underground. There are people whose main objective is to reach the darkest dark part of the darkness, that they want to become gods in their dark world, and that's their journey and that's what they want. And then there are people who want to ascend and become light beings and become like God in the light form. So we need to understand that it is literally everything is exactly vibration and frequency. And when we are trying to level up to these consciousness and vibrations and frequency, all we're really trying to do is reach the vibration high enough. This is when they say, like, when you see like high priestesses that were in like the ancient Egyptian times, and you see these people that, you know, like oracles and all that stuff, these were people that were able to reach a level of vibration and a consciousness where they were able to channel information from a source, from source light. When I'm doing mediumship, for instance, the reason why I'm able to communicate and get information, I'm not exactly, essentially, no medium is essentially speaking exactly directly to your loved one. And you will hear mediums say that, like, my guides are showing me this, my guides are showing me that. They're connecting you to that, because if that's something that you need to heal from, your spirit guides will process that information, send the vibration over to me. I'll pick up a thought. I'll understand. When I do readings, I'll know things it's impossible to know. And it's because spirit knows that there are things that you need to know about this situation that will maybe help you unlock whatever is blocking you so you could move forward. The same thing when I do readings and I channel and I do tarot and I speak to people, and I'm channeling to you right now. It's connecting to a source vibration where I'm trying to make you understand that you are here in this time and space able to do the same exact thing. It all just depends on how hard are you willing to work to get to this vibration and this frequency where you're able to channel energy like this. And everybody is capable of doing this, every single one of you. And this is why I will tell you, people like Jesus and Muhammad was not saying I am God and you should be like me and I'm only the one. They were trying to tell you that you are exactly like this and you could become like that. And so when you had all of these lower vibrational people hiding this information from you that they were trying to give you, which is the knowledge to become like God as well, trying to help you understand that you're all divine beings. That is the purpose of humanity right now in this 3D form, is that we are looking at our ancestors going, oh, okay, they ascended and they transcended and they became like God. And so that is the point of us to do the same thing. When we came from a vibration and frequency and came into matter, our bodies were formated to learn this soul's journey, and then we can transform and transcend and higher, lift ourselves higher and higher, becoming like God, getting higher and higher and higher. All of these prophets and saints that you have come into saying this, that, when some of them were giving you the information and saying, oh, you have to worship God and only God is God and you can't say you're God, I'm just going to say that to you right now, that is exactly what you're not supposed to believe. You're supposed to actually understand humanity is here to become like God. Okay. If we were made in the image of God, then God wants us to be like God, the goddess, the masculine, the feminine. That's our point. When we say become like God, we're not talking about I am God. I'm not talking about that. You know what I mean when I say become like God? Well, if God to you is love and light and understanding and no judgment and kindness and peace and togetherness and source vibration of high frequencies and music and love and peace and all that, if that's what God is to you, then you're becoming like God. Now, if you want to be like the underworld and things that stem from the darkness, and that's what you like, and your vibration goes towards the darkness, then that's what you like. That's what you want to. You want to become like a demon god. You know what I'm saying? So either way, you're either trying to get like God in the light, or you're trying to get like God in the darkness. But don't forget that the darkness is actually helping you to become like God. So whatever they do in their processes, whoever is attached, whatever spiritual energy you have attached, it's not them, it's you. You gotta let it be. Once you start to raise your vibrations, you will lose those entities. You will lose those attachments. They won't. The darkness cannot stand the light when we're talking about it. So if you reach a level of light, then you will know you cannot possibly, darkness cannot possibly be around you after that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Exactly, Rebecca. So there's no light without the dark and no dark without the light. Exactly. The divine masculine, divine feminine. Divine masculine is the purpose. The divine feminine is the matrix. So when we're talking about the matrix, and everybody's right when they say we're living in a matrix, that's the point, though. We're here actually to live in in this energy, to understand it all. We have to be in this quote unquote, air quote, matrix to find our purpose. So we have to break through the matrix. It's not about conspiracy theories and, we're living in a dome and all that. That's low vibrational thinking that makes you feel trapped. And now you start to believe that. And you say that the whole point, that what do you think Jesus did? Jesus cracked the code. He was like, I've been here many, many lifetimes before. I already know this. I already know that. Now I'm going to do this in this lifetime to reach this level of consciousness. And once I get there, I'm going to come out and be like, I am the Son of God. Yes, you are the Son of God. We are all the children of God, the daughters, the sons of God. And God, therefore, was putting people out like Jesus and all these prophets to let you know that you are like God. You are like Jesus. And people be, oh, how could you say that? You could never be like Jesus. Yeah, you actually can, though. Maybe not in this lifetime. Maybe for some of you, maybe you can in this lifetime. But the whole point of coming here and reincarnating and learning the lessons, the karma, going through the karma is basically going through the lessons. You're going through, this is the soul's way of learning. So this karma is going to bring you to the enlightenment. Do you understand what I'm saying? So by learning these lessons and going through the will, the wisdom, the mind, the love, the sun, the moon, the earth, the water, the sexual part, by going through all of these experiences and all of these journeys, you eventually will become an enlightened being. Your consciousness will jump up. You see, Jesus paved the way, Muhammad paved the way, the Buddha paved the way, Isis paved the way, Jahut paved the way, Sekhet paved the way, the Elohim paved the way. Again, once and again, I say it all the time, Jesus is not the first one to die for our, and it's not about sins. When Jesus died and everybody said he died for your sins because you're all sinners, that is not the message that was given here. The message was, hey, look, you're all divine beings. I'm trying to let you know that. They don't want you to know that. They want to keep you in the darkness. So I'm here. And if I have to die to let your motherfuckers know that you're divine beings, I'll let you know. What they did was take everything and distort, the convoluted universe, distorted all the information because they don't want you to become like God. Why do you think that the 1% and all of these people that are in that level, why do you think they're able to constantly get more abundant, get more and more and more rich, or whatever you want to call it? They use it for rich and stuff like that. As far as me, I would use it for enlightenment and, obviously abundance so that I can give love and abundance to others, right? But when people have that knowledge and that information, they crack that matrix code that you can be the creator of your own universe by not focusing on the darkness and the negativity and telling yourself, I am like God, I am God. There's two ways you could say I am like God, I am God, in a positive way or a negative way. Whichever way you choose to use that information. Of course, there's always going to be people that will use the information for their own dark agendas, and there's people that are going to use it for the light. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. It's not that when humans believe that they are in control, shit hits the fan. It is a possible thing, but also, if you think about it, there's so many people trying to do good for others and for themselves and for the greater good of the collective. There's so many, but there's also so many trying to do. I just saw something pass me. There's so many trying to do bad and not, it's like, it's pretty much even. Like the amount of people that want to do bad on even not just the earth. We're talking about the universe. I know you've seen every Marvel movie ever. I mean, Thanos and you got Spider-Man and you got Loki and you got his brother, the Thor. You got Thanos, you got Spider-Man, and you got Iron Man, you got Thanos, you got a Catwoman, and you got Batman. Do you understand? Like, there's always going to be the good and the bad. That's the point of this whole process, is to understand that that's what it is. The point is not to focus on, oh my God, there's so much bad going on in the world. This bad. When you do that, you're essentially feeding the darkness. Do you see what I'm trying to say to you? When you're depressed or you're sad or you feel drained or whatever, whoa, hold on. When you're sad or you're lonely or you're depressed, do you realize that the more you focus on that sadness, on that depression, that kind of energy, do you realize that it gets worse? You do realize that, right? You realize that the more you focus on sadness and I don't feel good and, oh, I'm tired and blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that people can't go through that. You experience that, but the more you focus on it, the louder it becomes. Do you know why? Because the more you focus on what's going on negative in the world, like, oh God, COVID, oh God, the news, oh God, the deaths and this is the thing. The point is to recognize it's there and do something about it, not to keep thinking about how bad it is. If you're not going to do something about it, then stop fucking thinking about it and do something about it. You know what I mean? Because like thinking about it isn't doing anything, but trying to do something about it, like transcending your own energy and becoming light and becoming a good person and trying to help others and do all that, that's bringing light into the darkness, right? So let's say you go into a community and they have no clue what I'm talking about right now. They're like, what the fuck is she talking about? And then I start to share this knowledge with them and they look at me like, I understand. Oh my God, why didn't anybody ever teach me? I've watched like comedians because I'm like a big I love watching comedy. I will watch every kind of comedy. I think comedy is so informational because comedians talk about the depth of the earth. Like they talk about the darkness and the good and the bad. They talk a lot about what goes on in the world and they use that information to channel and make jokes out of it, which I love. So when you listen to them, some of them will say, like, I remember I went to like my friend's house and I went inside and they had like air conditioning. I never seen a fucking air conditioner before, bitch. Like, I remember some guy gave me $100 to hang out with him. Bitch, I never seen $100 in my life. Do you see what I'm saying to you? You see what I'm saying to you? Somebody, this is the point of prophets and saints and all that. Somebody has to be the one to share that knowledge and that information. Somebody has to come out and be like, this is what it is. And maybe nobody listens. Maybe everybody thinks you're crazy. Maybe everybody's going to say, what the fuck are you talking about? But that's okay. The point is to keep sharing that knowledge. And when somebody doesn't understand it and they don't get it, that means you have to just move forward with it, because this means that this person will never get it and they will never understand it. And that's okay. Let them be on their journey. Don't try to convince somebody to accept the knowledge that you're giving to them. So when you're speaking to your friends, you're talking to your cousin, your brothers, or whatever, and you're like, this is what it is. And they're like, get the fuck out of here. You're bugging. You're stupid. You're fucking bugging, bitch. You're bugging. Like, no, I'm not bugging. I'm not bugging, but I'm not going to tell you I'm not bugging, because if you can't understand it, then that means that you're not ready for this particular type of information. And you're still stuck on the whatever information you think you know or you think you have, the ideas that you have. I don't know everything. Nobody knows really the truth or the lies, right? Nobody. What it is, even with like people like Jesus and all that. Remember, he's channeling the truth and the light in his way. But then you could have somebody in the darkness being like, right? That's where the devil comes in. God sucks. And God's like, no, the devil's bad. And no, and it's like, it's everybody thinks they're right and everybody thinks they're wrong. But that's the point. When we talk about source light, when I think of source light, there is no right and wrong. God knows that everything is right and everything is wrong and everything is something and everything is nothing. And everybody's someone and everybody's no one. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't like, this is another thing that I've learned this week. And especially, I'm just going to say, I've been fasting, cleansing. I haven't eaten no food for the past 3 days. And I got to tell you, I'm on night 3. Not even hungry. I'm fine. I've been drinking water, tea with no sugar, like Malayan tea, to get the mucus out and just cleansing my body. And I got to say, one of the things, if you want to see clarity, is to like reset. When you look at the intestines, the large and the small intentions, you heard me? Intestines, it looks just like the brain, because essentially your stomach, your gut is your brain. So when they say that gut feeling you get, listen to your gut intuition, listen to your gut intuition. Your gut is your brain is your gut. It's like the two correspond with one another. And so when your gut is full of the processed GMOs and all these toxins that we're consuming on a daily basis, we can't think clearly. So I got to tell you, in the past 3 days, I've never had so much clarity, and I'm going to continue fasting until I can't stand it no more. So I'm fine now. By the time day 2.5 goes on, you're not even hungry anymore. On day 3, on day 3, you will get tested around the afternoon, like 2-3 o'clock. You'll be like, oh, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. And I was in my house and everybody's eating pizza and Chick-fil-A and all this stuff. And I don't even eat that shit anyway. But I was like, But what I did was stop myself and say, you don't need it. You're not hungry. You're not hungry. Drink some water, had some tea, had a black coffee, came upstairs, boom. It's mind over matter. Just like with this, like the vape, I could stop right now. I'm not ready to yet. I know that, because I know me. When I'm ready to do something, my guys have been telling you, you heard what I'm saying, right? So my guys have been telling me lately for a while now, 6 months, like I would say 5-6 months, to clear my gut, to reset my body, to raise my vibrations. And I've been doing it, but I knew that the physical was starting to become, when you hear something nagging at your doorstep, right? It's like that telemarketer that you owe a bill to, that won't go away until you pay that bill or you resolve that issue. It's not going to go away. So when you get to that level where you're like, I'm ready to work on this, your guides will completely work with you. For instance, they do little things for me, like when I go to like for instance, the vape, they want me to get rid of it. So sometimes I'll go to grab it and it like flies across the room. And I'm like, I promise. I have one more cartridge. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. But like with the food and all that, like when I'm taking my vitamins, I'll take the vitamin, I'll put it in my hand and I'll sit down, put it on my stomach, and I'll ask if I go to the front, that means it's for me. If I go backwards a little bit, like I tilt, I put my feet straight, my body straight, and I put the vitamin or the food or whatever on my stomach. And if I like, for me, it's like back is no, front is yes. You can ask them to like do little things like, is this food healthy for me? Like, give me some heat in the right eye or tap me on the head. And listening to that intuitive nudge, first of all, is the voice. Because for me, I feel, see, hear, think, all of that. I'm like a cognians, clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvisient, all of it, right? So for me, I kind of like tap into all the senses. I haven't tapped into every single one of them, but I am highly telepathic, psychic, very, very deep and strong and powerful astral traveler who processes information from the astral realms and comes here and receives that information and gives knowledge back. Most of the time when we are processing and we are receiving information from light source, we won't really remember that dream because that is a very high vibrational place you're visiting. And so most of your dreams that you do remember are the dark places because that's what you're working on. The light is giving you the information. The darkness is showing you what you need to let go of in order to keep receiving that information. You see what I'm saying? What's blocking you from moving forward. So far in these past couple of days, my dream state has been amazing. And the things that I am seeing are revealing to me, this is what you wanted to know. You wanted to know that. Okay, here, now let it all go so you could keep moving forward. And when we focus on the positive and we don't keep giving our energy to the negative, we are essentially feeding the light and the light is feeding us. And it's a vibration and an exchange of energy and frequency together. And it's like we're kind of like making love together, the light with us. And so there are lessons that we need to learn, right? One of my biggest lessons is love. So the next thing that's coming for me, I know, is love. Spirit is going to make me is going to bring me to experience love in whatever way that is. I'm going to experience it. All right. I've experienced the dark side, the underworld. I've experienced the trauma and the pain. I've experienced all that. And then I've experienced the learning and going through like 10 years of self-knowledge and looking into things and deep contemplation, deep thought. And now I'm stepping into the place where I'm understanding all of that was for a purpose. It's for a reason. And so that I can build the knowledge, gain the information so that I could forget all that again and I could remember the light, wisdom, wise information and let go of all that and start to work on what I really am here to do, which is like break the code, crack the code to get to the next level and the next level. Hi, my love. You see what I'm saying? It's like getting to that. The only way we're going to do that though is by understanding that all that darkness that you experience, all the stuff, the fucked up things you go through, and all of this is just your soul tapping you and saying, so you've been here many times before, especially when you do something that you know is not good for you, it's low vibrational, and you feel, let's say the word guilt, because we don't want to feel guilt because guilt is a low vibrational term. What you want to say is, I didn't learn the lesson from it and I repeated it. And it's almost like, I disappointed myself. What a bummer type of thing. But I guess I got to know that's one of the lessons I came here to learn. I seem to like fall back on things when I'm not experiencing this. So if I'm not experiencing the love vibration, I'm not listening to my intuition saying, well, you need to learn this and you need to learn that, then what happens? You go back to those low vibrational things that you do because you're missing something, right? When we're missing something, we do something that essentially makes us miss something even more, right? When we are missing something, we do something that makes us miss something more. You know what I mean? So you have to understand that. So if you see yourself going back to people that are no good for you, or behaviors or patterns, or doing things that are unhealthy for you, drama, gossip, hate, anger, violence, yelling, screaming, when you go, oh my God, Leo sun, Pisces moon, I love this bitch. So when you Sammy, and it's funny because her name's Sam, my dad's name was Sam, and she's a Leo anyway. So when you're going through these processes and you're unlearning and you're relearning and you're going back and forth and you're going back and forth, you got to understand, it's not that you're a bad person and you're stupid and you know what you're doing. That is one of the lessons that you needed to learn, is that it's not that you needed to learn a lesson that you can't get out of that bad behavior. It's that when you don't listen to your intuition and go towards that level of ascension that you came here to experience, you will go back to those behaviors that remind you that you're nobody and you can't do it and you're not worthy and you're not capable of it, and nobody loves you, and that's why you're with this guy, because nobody else will accept you, and you can't, your angels want to see the best version of you, not because they're telling you they want to see the best versions of you, but because they want you to understand that you want to see the best version of you, and their purpose is to help guide you to see the best version of you. Every single master, ascended master, angel, archangel, the Elohim, Metatron, seraphim, cherubim, their whole purpose is to do what we think their purpose is, to help us and to guide us through this journey. Because when they guide us through this journey, we become like them, and then we become guides to others to finally become like them. They don't need to do all the work. They're trying to give you the information so that you can give the next person the information, and then they can give the next person the information, and then it becomes like everybody works. It's like, it's like the wheel starts turning itself. It doesn't have to always be, it's like, oh, we can relax now. They're going. That is the point. And when we say humanity reaching levels of consciousness, see, now when you talk about the Anunnaki, and you talk about why am I drawing a blank? Come on, give it to me, spirit. The Mayans. When we talk about the Mayans, and everybody's like, they disappeared. It's not that they disappeared. The Mayans were a community of people. Right now, listen to what I'm about to say, because this shit's going to blow your motherfucking mind. The Mayans were a community of people. Now, if all of those people in that community got a message from the sky gods above, who they gave to one person, who channeled that information, then passed on the stored information to them. And if they all started to listen to the information that they got, which was the knowledge and wisdom, and they started to follow those processes to become enlightened, and they all did it together, what do you think happened? They just disappeared? Or do you think they all as a collective ascended? That's why they say group meditations, collective thoughts. My heart chakra is going off. Collective thoughts. When humanity comes together as a whole, they will finally ascend. And it's not that the world will end and things will burn up and everybody's going to die and burning. No, when everybody gets together and gets to that level of consciousness, everybody will be lifted up themselves. But if it doesn't get to that point, when it needs to get to that point, then I'm sure it's like, all right, now it's getting too crazy and they're not becoming enlightened and shit is getting crazy down there. I think we have to step in, which they've been stepping in every time when we don't do what we're supposed to do, and they step in like they're bugging out. Everybody's wilding. We got to end this shit now. It's cap it. Like, they say in Atlantis, everybody started reaching the information, the power. What I'm saying probably happened there is that people started using that knowledge and their power to become more powerful and become them, like, become gods, but like take advantage of the system. And then they were like, all right, so this God, they're bugging, like cut it now. They took that process of information and they used it for their own benefit and was actually creating terror on earth. And if they would have spread that information to everybody else, the world would have been shit. So right now, when they say the way that we've reached things and we've gotten here and we've gotten there, and now everybody's starting to get back to the meditation, enlightenment, understanding that everything is one and God is this and that and that. Now, if the new age movement starts to take this information and start using it for stupidity, like you got all these quote unquote, air quote gurus, and they got all these people going, oh yes, you're right. And all they're doing is just benefiting financially from it and not actually concerned with how humanity is processing this information and where they're taking this knowledge and how it's helping them ascend. When they start to use it for their own agendas and their own will and their own ways, what happens is then humanity starts to kind of go backwards. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. You guys tell me your thoughts on it, because those are not even my thoughts. I've channeled everything you've heard tonight, and And this is not information I made up out of my butt. Okay. I've been working on this information for almost 12 years of this lifetime. I got 12 years in this lifetime, 12 lifetimes. I've been working on this. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I hope it helped you guys. So you sound like we must be getting the same downloads, although on different levels, as I haven't quite reached yours. Haven't quite reached yours yet. Look at my Facebook page. I've been on about this for months. Well, you guys need to watch Matteo Stefano on Gaia. I feel like society is always going backwards. They're not. Raylan, do you really feel like that? That you feel like they're always going backwards? Because the way I'm looking at it, I'm looking at all the darkness you see going on with everything you see going on right now in the news and the media with the jab and all that stuff. Everything you see going on right now, it looks dark, right? It does, right? But you're understanding the amount of light that came out of this darkness, how many dark things were stopped because of this. So even if the darkness has the agenda to fuck with us, what they don't actually realize is that they're helping stop a lot of the darkness so that we can get to the light. You see what I'm saying? We're all on a journey here, man. Everybody's ascending at every moment of every day. We're all ascending, transcending our energy and learning every single day. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, Raylan, there you go. I just gave you a positive way to look at it. Remember that even when darkness sheds its darkness on us, it's only bringing us more towards the light, right? You cannot find out that you're a light being or that your purpose here is to get to the light. If that's what your purpose, that's what you want it to be, because it's free will. You can do whatever you want, but you cannot figure out that you're trying to get to the light. Yeah, that's good. That's good, Carrie. I'm glad. You cannot know that you're trying to get to the light if you don't experience the darkness. We have to experience all of the darkness and all of the light and everything, the masculine, the feminine. We have to, right? So we'll go through a period of our time where we'll be in a masculine energy, where I was feeling like that masculine, the fiery and the dominance. And now I'm starting to go back into the feminine. And it's like I have 7 placements of masculine in my chart. So one of my biggest things that I had to learn here was to try to soften the blow, right? And stop being so like Aries energy, the fire energy, and be more soft and loving, the Venusian energy, Venus, love and acceptance and healing. And I'm trying to understand that for myself. And through that process, I'm trying to give the information to others, because whatever information that I'm getting, that I store, I know for a fact I have to share with others, because everything I'm experiencing is like, God is like, you were meant to experience all of this, because I know that you'll be able to tell a lot of people about it. And it might not be a lot. Yeah, I might only get 500 views. I might only get, it doesn't matter. Those 500 people are telling 500 other people. Those 500 people are telling other 500, and then those tell the other 500. And by the time a year passes, 20,000, 30,000 people just heard a message that I delivered to 20 people. You see? So when I tell you, no matter if you're sending the information to 1 or 2 people, don't look at it like, oh my God, I'm just the only 1, 2 views on my thing. If you're sharing knowledge and information, those 2 viewers are sharing it with other 2 viewers and 2 viewers and 2 viewers. And it might not show in the views, but it's showing in the collective. You feel me? You getting me? You catching my drift yet, shorty? And again, not everyone is ready for the information, right? And that's where you'll see people, you'll see the energies of the people weaving in and out of your life, in and out. There'll be like a weave of a web, it'll be like the woman who's making a sweater. She has to go in one knot, out the other, in order to create that, and then change colors. And I can get in tears right now talking about this, because the cosmic web, you talk about the spider web, the cosmic web, sacred geometry, God forming from one light and then forming another light and another one, 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 until you have the sacred geometry, where is everything, the Elohim, the archangels, God, this and then you have the God, and then the sacred geometry, right, which is the flower of life, the tree, the Kabbalah, the tree of life, the Kabbalah. It's that one center of the universe with all of these different consciousness, which are essentially the same consciousness, which separated into different consciousness. And then they decided that it will become matter. And then you have our star ancestors, the Arcturians, and all of these different beings in the universe, which they come in different forms. The praying mantises, the cat people, the blue people, the tall whites, because God is everything. So if God created everything in his image or her image, God created everything in his or her image, then God created divine masculine, divine feminine. God created animals. So God created people to start first like animals, because those were the first things created in nature, and things started to look like nature, and flowers came about that look like sacred geometry and the flower of life and all of this stuff. And it starts with nature, and then it starts to turn the matter into humans, and then the human form, it just keeps creating itself. You see what I'm saying? It's like a cosmic web that we weave, and it keeps going and going and going. Yeah, the Lyrians, I've been a part of that star system, the Lyrians, for sure. I know that for sure. People have come up to me and been like, "You look like a cat," and I'm like, "What?" Like, your eyes, they're like so cat-like. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's because they like come from the cat land. I always say my daughter is definitely part reptilian, has to be. She has like sharp teeth in the back. I'm like, and just like her coldness sometimes, I'm like, she's a reptilian. But she's also very soft and loving. She has two different, we all do, right? Maybe our father was a reptilian, or even not a reptilian, but like reptilian minded, like darker, a little bit mean, right? You can't hear me. Really? I think you're the only one. Darkness and light, right? We all come from light and darkness in some form or another. And so we might have the soft side from our mother's side, who comes from like the Pleiadians. And then we might have the colder side, more logical side from the Arcturians, which are more logical, scientific. You see what I'm saying to you? Right. Exactly, Kelly. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Hey, John. So this is what I'm saying to you guys. So you're all here in a journey, learning every single day. One of the things, yeah, and baby, I got you. I understand that. One of the things that you need to understand is right now, for me, I'm in the process of the body. I'm trying to master the body, master temptations, and for me, one of the things that I want to master is not eating everything I like just because I like it. And so this 3-day fast has brought about a lot of clarity to me, and I'm gonna keep going until I can't go no more. I'm taking vitamins in between, trying to have a smoothie here and there, but I'm trying to keep it just water based. But if I feel like I'm hungry, what I do is I'll have like a spoon of peanut butter or something like that, just to make me feel. And by the time the 3rd day comes, you're not even hungry anymore. Honestly, you just got to drink water and keep fluids in your body and try to get some form of a vitamin inside of you. Yeah, thank you, John. And I've also been going to the gym. Today I cleaned a lot. I did a lot of cleaning, so I consider that like the gym, because when I clean, I'm not just like, Flo is like moving furniture, cleaning under the beds. I'm one of those cleaners. Everything comes out and goes back in type of cleaner. Everything comes out, like my whole room will have everything there. And then everything starts to go back little by little. And if you could see, I like created like a space where I could have all my work stuff there. Like everything's nice and neat. Like, and you see that? It's like, now I can like, that's all my work stuff. This is where I'll be. That's my gym schedule right there. You see that? That's the YMCA gym schedule. That's the pool schedule. My little calendar, another calendar, and then my little thing that tells me what I want to do for the day. And I have my little workspace there, which I love, like, which is my favorite. All my books are there, ready to go. It's all ready to work. And I organize that whole closet, like inside of it. I put everything in and out. And it just feels good. It's putting order creating order where there was chaos. I created that first within my stomach, because the stomach is the brain is the stomach. Okay, your gut is your brain. So I've realized that now, because I wasn't thinking clearly for this past like 3 weeks. I was not thinking clearly. Now I'm starting to like get that clarity, because I'm getting clean in the body. So my body's becoming clean. I have a lot of energy. I'm very focused. I'm very aware, and my intuition and the signs and the nudges that I'm getting from my spirit guides and from, the universal energies and all of the beautiful gods and goddesses that have come before me, and the enlightened beings and the ascended masters. I'm starting to learn to connect with them more, and let go of all these things that I was like, oh, well, this energy is following me, and this, it's not that I don't give a shit about them. I'm grateful to every single negative, dark, demonic, evil. I am grateful to them because they have brought me to this place here. So I'm not thanking them like, thank you, I love you, come hug me. No, it's like, thank you, because you don't even know what you've taught me. You have no clue of the beautiful, how strong you've made me. And if you don't know, now you know. You know very well. You know what I'm saying? So and of course, it starts with the gut, starts with the health and the working out and doing this and doing that. Now it's letting go of the nicotine, because that's another thing that I struggled with, like not struggled with, but like kind of like was like, I don't want to let it go, I like smoking, but I don't want to do it no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? I went from the menthol things to the regular tobacco because I don't really like the regular tobacco. So that's how I do things. I do things like this. Like now, if I'm looking at food and stuff, I'm looking at it as energy. So after I'm done, whenever this fast decides it wants to be done, and Thanksgiving is on Thursday, I'm not going to eat. I'm going to not eat because I feel like it's not even about a sacrifice. I'm hoping that maybe me fasting and denying something that is delicious and amazing, especially stuffing is my favorite, my mouth's watering thinking about it. Maybe that will, I can actually, me not eating will bring food to someone else. Maybe if I fast and I sacrifice not eating throughout a time when everybody's eating, maybe my not eating will bring food into a place. Luckily, some kid who's not eating right now, maybe they will eat because I'm not, maybe me not eating will, maybe if that's how I'm thinking about it, then I'm thinking about it like that, then I'm sending out that vibration. Me fasting and sacrificing food intake will bring food into someone else's mouth. Yeah. Why? Well, you got, oh, okay. Because I was saying nobody else cannot hear me. I think you're the only one. Okay. So yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's, yeah, it's nicotine is the worst drug ever. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, you guys know my story. I stopped doing opiates. That's a tough one to kick. Let me just tell you, that's the tough listen. That's why I always say I'm strong because I got through that and I did it cold turkey. I didn't have none of those, I did it the sit in bed and cry in pain type of way, like, oh my God, the words, like wanting to murder yourself kind of way, right? And if I could do that, I could do anything, but nicotine has to be probably the hardest thing that I've ever had to let go of. And so I recognize the things that I don't want to say struggle with because I don't want to put that vibration out. I recognize the things that I toy with back and forth, and all I'm doing now is working on it, and one of the things that I do, instead of saying like I don't want to smoke cigarettes because it's bad for me, I think about what does it do for me, how does it make me feel, what do I feel like today when I saw that pizza downstairs, and I haven't eaten, I'm going on my third day. The third day is like good because you're not really hungry, but I'm telling you, during the middle of the day you get like, oh God, I'm hungry, I should just eat. And if you could just they always say the third day is a charm, right? 3 times a charm. It's the same thing with nicotine, with drugs, with food. After the third day, it's so much easier. It's just you got to get past that third day. And today was the third day. Today was the test, and I had the test. I took my daughter to eat Chick-fil-A's. I watched her eat that delicious ass mac and cheese that they have because that shit is so good. But I had like a really small kale salad with cabbage, and I ate that because I just needed something in my stomach because it was kind of like it was doing that. So I just had a little bit of that, and that's it. And then I had a black coffee, which I don't even drink the whole thing. I take a few sips, and it just cleans you out, right? Black coffee just cleans your system out completely. If you want a fucking laxative, black coffee is the shit. Like people who do intermediate fasting, they drink black coffee because it helps them basically shit. That's what I'm saying. So alcohol is really tough too, because you can go through seizures. Actually, I remember going in detox places, and the people that were alcoholics had to take some medication, otherwise they can experience seizures and all that stuff. Now, people who were detoxing from opiates and pills and heroin, it was bad for them too, but they just took like a little Suboxone or something like that, or like, whoa, I just felt like wind right here, like right here, and it was hard for them too. But like alcohol and nicotine are really hard. But obviously, heroin and opiates are really terrible too. Yeah. So I feel like me doing this reset in the gut will reset. It's already resetting my clarity. I'm already starting to think clearly. I feel much better. I don't know how to explain it to you, but I feel so clear and so good and so happy. And I have so much energy. It's actually at nighttime, I have to like wind myself down, because when you don't eat so I was reading Dr. Sebi's thing, and the first day your body's like, okay, no food, whatever. It's like notices there's no food. It kind of like talks to you like eat. The second day, your body starts to, on the third day, by the third or fourth day of fasting, you know what your body eats because it's not eating food? It eats all the toxins, all the junk from your body that is like terrible for you, the waste, the toxins. It starts to like essentially eat those bad things, like, because it's trying to just eat something. It's like, I'm hungry, feed me, and you're not feeding it foods. So what it is doing is literally eating the bad things out of your body, like the junk, the trash, all the bad things. Excuse me. That's another thing that happens when you're fasting. You get a lot of dry throat, but that's because I'm drinking Malayan tea and I'm cleansing my mucus out. So it's like coming out of my nose. I'm spitting a lot, but that's because I'm cleansing myself completely from the inside out. So yeah, your body essentially is eating itself, but not like that. Like it's eating the toxins right now. The fifth, sixth day, it's really going to eat all of those unnecessary toxins. But that's why it's good to drink water. And they say to try to drink juices and something with vitamins in it, but still cleansing you and not sitting in you. Because I did like a peanut butter, like protein type of smoothie the first day. And I was like, I don't want to, it feels heavy. Like I want to make it as light as possible. So I just been doing a lot of tea with no sugar. Like when I say here, I'm sipping this all day, I'll show you. So you understand, like, and you understand, but like, don't do this unless you're like prepared to do it. Because, ow, my legs from the gym. Oh my God. I just kneel. That's how you know you worked your butt up. Oh, my fucking legs. Oh, that guy, he was making us do some crazy shit. I love the YMCA because they have all these different programs. So I've been drinking this all day, and it's got Malayan tea and ginger root tea. So this is what I've been sipping on. So if I feel even like slightly like girl in my stomach, this keeps it warm, which is, I'm learning this, another thing, because I'm really looking into the whole thing and reading the medical medium. Keeping warm fluids and drinking warm fluids, because I have this terrible habit, and it's such a bad habit. I chew crushed ice a lot. I'm like obsessed with crushed ice, especially with lemon in it. And it's not good for you because the cold, like your body takes a long time to break down the cold, which is why athletes and all that, the only reason they drink cold is to cool their body down. But if they want to not be thirsty, they have to drink warmer things, because warmer things, your body processes it much faster. When you drink cold water, it takes a while for your body to break that down and heat it up so that it can go into your bones, basically. Because when you're dehydrated, your bones, like, it's like oil for the body, right? It's like oil for the body. You can become dehydrated in between your bones. Your bones get dehydrated, your skin gets dry. You'll know when you're dehydrated, when your skin's really dry and your bones start to feel like they're hurting and stuff like that. It's like oil. It's like, I'm imagining right now, I'm seeing a vision of the Tin Man, and when he's like oil, and she starts like pumping the oil between his knees and his arms, and he starts to move it, and it's like and then he starts singing, "If I only had a heart," you know what I'm saying? So it's like that. It's like your heart saying, "If I only had some water," you know what I'm saying? yeah, I need to go do the ayahuasca. But I need to go, like, go there, and do it. But I'm not just gonna go. I want to be with like 2 or 3 people so I could feel, not that I feel unsafe, because I know I'm always protected and I'm guided, but I would like to take that journey with 2 or 3 people, and we could just go far away into the jungle and we can experience. I want to do that. Ayahuasca has been calling my name for the past 8 years. I just haven't like been guided there. Like spirit hasn't like shown me something that I'm like, yes, that's it, I'm doing it. I've seen a few things, but I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers look like these new age motherfuckers just trying to make money off people. I don't want that. I want to go to like a real legit shaman. Okay. Let me know, John. And I'm dead serious. I'm not even kidding. That's not a joke. That's me being serious right there. So again, drinking warm fluids also keeps your skin clear too. Okay. So cold fluids will help to make you break out more. And especially when you start going to the gym, I just realized this, when you start to work out, you will break out, especially because you're sweating a lot, right? Because I went to the sauna, I was in, I exercised for a while, and I recognized like, oh my God, like, and I'm really looking into getting a breast reduction and lift, because when I'm at the gym with my huge breasts, it makes it so much harder for me to want to like go hard at the gym, because I am a 38 triple D right now. So it's a lot to carry up here. And I always notice when I'm not trying to be funny, when I lift my breasts and I move around with my boobs like lifted, it's like, oh, my back, like I feel so much better. Like I don't know how to explain it to you. It's like wow, 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 wow. I'm serious, Puma and John. If you guys ready to go, I'm ready. I got the money, man. I'm ready to go. I just want to make sure it's the right place and the right time. You know what I'm saying? I would sacrifice not getting my new car yet to go do that, to go take that trip, because it's the money I saved is either for a car or for the spiritual journey. And I'm asking my spirit guides, like, whatever I'm ready for next. But the way they're telling me is that both will happen at once, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I trust in the universe. I have full faith that I will be provided with everything I need exactly when I need it. And I never feel like I'm lacking anymore, because the feeling of lack has kept a lot of us from like getting to the next level and actually receiving the abundance and the assistance you need. It's not about money and all that. For me, it's about assistance to get to the next level of whatever I want to do in my soul purpose. So sometimes when you want to reach your soul purpose, sometimes the funds and the money can kind of like feel like it's holding you back, but really spirit's telling you, like, if you're really seeking spiritual journey enlightenment, we got you along the way, you'll be okay. But a person like me, I talk to them and I'm like, look, I'm a human, and like I need to have at least 20 G's saved up, and if you want me to spend that money, you got to give me some more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that I'm trying to be like it's perfectionist energy, and I understand, I get it, but it is what it is. Yeah, we have been trusted with a lot. And another thing I want to tell you, if you guys are being like shown things in your dreams, or you feel like there's an entity or energy attached to you, they're trying to get your attention, because essentially they're in a low vibrational place and they think you can help them with that. So if you feel those kinds of attachments, maybe call them over into the light, like say, who are you, what do you need? And I think you should understand that you're low vibrational, and you're carrying that low vibration with you, and you should let's get you to the light. And how can I do that? How can I help you with that? And if they want your help, and if it's supposed to happen, you will be guided to do so. But do not sit here and think you got to save everybody, because you don't. So stop trying to save everybody in relationships, your family. You're not here to save your parents. You're not here to save anybody. You're here to work on you and get to the level where you got to get to. Because when you get to that level, you will help them without even knowing it. Thank you guys for whoever bought the badges. I just put them on all the time, but I appreciate the badges. I appreciate all of you guys who have supported me in many ways that you do, not just donations and money. That's nice. It's nice. The energy is beautiful, because I get to say, oh, look, oh good, I'll go live every day. At least, if I could just go live every day and share information and make money, that would be my ideal job, or to stand in front of a bunch of people and just share the knowledge and information that I learned through my own experiences and my own journey. It'll be nice, That's what I'm saying. John, I'm trying to tell you something. If you're serious, let me know. I got the money. I'm ready to go. And I'm not kidding. I think I'm artery. Oh my God, my chest. Oh, we heard that. Oh, I mean, maybe you are, because I almost like my whole chest just hurt when I said that. You see what I'm saying? That's another thing, because my breasts are so heavy, I feel pain here a lot. Like, and it's because I'm carrying these guys, man. They're beautiful, and I'm grateful for them. Thank you, God. I love my boobies. They're beautiful, but they're just heavy, and they're weighing me down. I need them to not do that anymore. Your reunion episode. I just realized it's been playing in the background. Pumbaa. All right, guys. I love you guys. Love and light to you. I had a really long, beautiful day. I drove far to take my daughter somewhere, and I've been cleaning all day. And I want to get some rest because tomorrow I'm taking a person hiking with me, and we're gonna go to a beautiful area. I'll let you guys see it. It's in the mountains, and we're like gonna climb to the top and sit by the top of the mountain and meditate. And then we'll be walking through nature tomorrow. I'm picking her up at 11 and we're heading out. So it's gonna be nice. So I want to get some rest because I want to get up in the morning. Still have to clean downstairs, like do the floors. I have to clean the floors downstairs. I did everything upstairs, but why am I telling you guys this? Anyway, I guess I need somebody to talk to. I cleaned the floors up here and the bathroom. I have to do the bathtub really, really good, because like when I just need the bathtub and the toilet clean spotless when people come over. And then I have to do all the floors up here, mop them, and then I have to mop the floors downstairs. And that's it. I think after that, I'm done. So if I could get up early and do all of that before I go hiking, I'll feel better, because then when I come back from hiking, I'll know I can at least go to the gym or go to the sauna and stuff like that. I don't even know why I'm telling you guys that, but that's how it is. I love you guys. Honestly, think about think about what you want out of life and just go for it. I want you guys to crack the code like I'm not done cracking codes. Like I'm still breaking through the matrix little by little and in a beautiful way, right? But like I'm cracking that code of like wanting to know everything. When I'm talking about wanting to know everything and gaining knowledge, I just want to gain knowledge and beautiful knowledge that I could share with others. It's no more like trying to figure out what is this and why did that happen in my life and who is she, who are you, what are you, why are you do, that, who are you, what are you, what you do, like that TikTok. Forget about all that. Let's go to the next steps. Okay, fine, cool, great. I went through this. Cool. I was murdered in a past life. Awesome. I was, my parents were shit. But this is all like, my parents. Now I'm saying my parents were, but like, it is what it is. They all came here to teach you something. It's a journey. Okay. I love you guys. Love and light. The homeless advocate. I love you. Have a great night. We love you, man. We love you, the homeless advocate. Good night, you guys. Love and light. I will tomorrow take some nice videos and photos of the mountain that I'm going to and let you guys know where it is. So if you ever want to come, I go there often. So you guys can come. We could all go on a hike. Like just fucking get a car or get somebody to drive you up here. Stop being lazy. I'm just kidding. Oh, Sam, I love you, babe. You don't donate money to me, bitch. You already donated your knowledge to me, okay? She's another one. She donates her fucking knowledge and wisdom to everybody, and I love her, man. You guys got to check her readings out. And I'm not saying this for promotional purpose. She didn't pay me to do this. Well, she sent me $10, so technically, no, I'm just kidding. But I love you guys. Good night. If nets or fruit flying around you is a sign someone trying to manifest you or something, no, it means that you have fruit that you need to get rid of, or there's some kind of mess. Or fruits and nuts are attracted to sugary things. Like when something turns into like a sugary or like a fermentation, like, right, it's almost like mold, like fermented fruit and all that. Unless you're outside and it randomly happens, and look up the spiritual meaning for them. But when you're in the house, like, if you gotta make sure everything's clean. All right, guys, I love you guys. Have a good night. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye. All right, YouTube. Yo, you know what's crazy? Why did Instagram stop doing this? You used to be able to put a video, like you used to be able to like do a video on Instagram, right? And then you used to be able to download it and then put it, like, post it to YouTube. Now they don't let you download it so you could share it no more. Like, you know what? I'm Mark Zuckerberg. I'm done with you, motherfucker. Like, you are a son of a boo-boo. What he's trying to do, create a metaverse right now, just so you guys know. Are you guys aware of this, that he's trying to create a metaverse? I don't know if you guys know about this, or he's like, has a whole video on it. He's like, imagine you can create the world that you want. Like, it's basically essentially like a Sims a Sims thing, and you're gonna like, people are gonna be stuck in their house creating their own universes, but that's not the point. The point is to do it, like actually do it. He's trying to create like a hack to what we're as humanity is actually here trying to do. I love you guys. I love you, Sammy. All right, guys, I'm tired. I'm gonna get some rest. Again, I'm on my 3rd day of fasting. Pray for me so I can go up to 10 days. I'm trying to get to 10 days, but we'll see, however long and however it works. Okay. Love you. Get your warm teas and your manuka honey. Sips tea, bitch. Y'all. Getting clarity from fasting is awesome. Okay. Night, night. Love you. Love you, Sammy. Good night, y'all. I'll post, send you guys videos, or post or go live with the place I'm going tomorrow. I posted a while back the movie called Gamer. Yeah, there's a movie with Salma Hayek and the other guy. Yeah, it's okay. You know that guy from the wedding crashers with the nose, whatever his name is. What's his name with the nose? You know who I'm talking about. Owen Wilson and Salma Hayek. Look it up. And I think it's called, I forgot what it's called, but look up Owen Wilson and Salma Hayek. If you look at, let me actually look it up for you, because you got to watch this movie. You have to watch this movie. Owen Wilson, Selma. Bliss. It's called Bliss. It's called Bliss. It's called Bliss. And it's so good. You have to watch this movie. Go watch this movie right now. It's free on like somewhere. I don't know. If you have Prime or whatever, it's called Bliss. You need to watch it, okay? You will freaking be like, Flo, thank you for that movie. It's sick. They're both like in an alternate universe, and she tells him like, you're in, and he's like, what? And then she tries to just go watch it. All right. I love you guys. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Let me go, because I'll never go. I'll stay on this shit fucking until 2 a.m. And it's, what time is it now? Oh, it's only 10:30, but I like to be in bed by 11 now, like a little baby. Good night, guys. I never seen it. I'll check it out. Check it out, Sam, and let me know how what you thought about it. It's fucking awesome. You're gonna love it. Good night, you guys. Love and light to you.